Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Join us as we dive into the world of Disastrous Necromancer, where we'll unravel the mysteries of Lin Moyu's quest to become the strongest. From hidden secrets to epic battles, we're here to give you an exclusive look at the story before anyone else. If you're a fan of fantasy, necromancers, or just love a good adventure, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to support the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chapter. Let's start the journey.
Lin Moyu cupped his hands and bowed to Lady Yu. Junior greets Lady Yu. Lin. Lady Yu chuckled softly. Little friend Lin is still so polite. Once this matter is over, let's meet again another day. After saying this, Lady Yu took light steps and gracefully left, her fragrance lingering in the air. At this moment, there was still more than a day before the secret realm would truly open. The area of the secret realm had not yet completely stabilized, and the energy inside was slowly recovering. Once the energy fully stabilizes, the secret realm will open. A few minutes after Lady Yu left, everyone finally came back to their senses. All eyes were once again focused on Lin Moyu. Lady Yu had just called Lin Moyu little friend. This was practically addressing him as an equal. What kind of status did Lady Yu have to address Lin Moyu as an equal? Especially the members of the Yu family, each one looked at Lin Moyu in disbelief. They couldn't understand why their ancestor would address a god king as an equal. No matter how talented this god king was, he was still just a god king. What kind of existence was Lady Yu? If others didn't know, the Yu family certainly did. She was an existence that surpassed the god sovereign level. This matter was too fantastical for them to accept. Lin Moyu became even more mysterious in everyone's eyes. Previously, Xiao Sheng and the Chengjin Taoist had called Lin Moyu their brother, which was within their understanding. That was mutual admiration between geniuses, and Lin Moyu would eventually become a god sovereign. But Lady Yu calling him little friend completely overturned their understanding. Especially those god sovereigns who vaguely knew Lady Yu's level, their shock was far greater than others. What kind of noble existence was Lady Yu? She wouldn't even greet a peak god sovereign. Among the Yu family members who had just knelt before her, several were god sovereigns. In Lady Yu's eyes, god sovereigns were nothing, let alone a god king, who might not even be considered a shrimp. Who exactly is Lin Moyu, and why does Lady Yu address him as an equal? It can't be his cultivation level. Could it be because of Lin Moyu's talent? Is it because of his talent in clearing secret realms? If that's the case, it makes sense. As far as I know, the great figures are very concerned about clearing secret realms. Yes, I've heard that too. The great figures seem to be looking for something, and those things are hidden in the secret realms. It seems Lin Moyu caught the attention of the great figures because of his ability to clear secret realms. The god sovereigns finally found a reason that made sense to them. Unlike the god kings, even though the god sovereigns were shocked, they didn't show it. Years of experience had made the god sovereigns more composed. Most god sovereigns generally had families. Usually, they were the heads of their families, accustomed to making decisions, and naturally wouldn't show their emotions like young people. Xiao Sheng gave a thumbs up. Brother Lin, I don't admire anyone else, but I admire you. The Chengjin Taoist also raised his wine gourd. I feel like I'm riding on your coattails. Lin Moyu laughed. I was just lucky. Xiao Sheng didn't believe Lin Moyu's words. Then tell me what kind of luck it was. Don't tell me you didn't know that was Lady Yu. Lin Moyu recounted the private commission task from Lady Yu in detail. He mentioned the world that belonged only to the soul. Xiao Sheng and the Chengjin Taoist were stunned. They were familiar with the Vermilion Bird battlefield but had never heard of such a place. Xiao Sheng asked, are there many such hidden areas? Lin Moyu said he didn't know. It was Senior Zhu who took me there. I don't know if there are other hidden areas. The Chengjin Taoist said, Lady Yu must have seen Brother Lin's potential. Xiao Sheng nodded in agreement. Indeed, especially Brother Lin's potential in clearing secret realms. It's truly unmatched. Lin Moyu smiled. You two brothers, please stop flattering me. If you keep this up, I'll be too embarrassed to show my face. The Chengjin Taoist waved his hand. It's not flattery, it's a fact. If you want to hear flattery, just listen to those people outside. Indeed, among the god sovereigns and god kings present, 3 out of every 5 sentences were about Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu felt a bit helpless. He couldn't control what people said. At this moment, Luo Feiyu cautiously asked, Senior, what level is Lady Yu? Xiao Sheng glanced at him. You're from the Luo family of the wine god, right? Luo Feiyu nodded. Yes, Senior, do you know my grandfather? Xiao Sheng said in a low voice, an elder in my family once knew the wine god. As for Lady Yu's identity, you can ask your grandfather when you go back. He knows, but whether he'll tell you is another matter. Luo Feiyu didn't ask further. He was sensible enough to know that if it weren't for Lin Moyu, Xiao Sheng wouldn't even talk to him. Xiao Sheng's arrogance was well known. The Changjin Taoist chuckled, curiosity is a good thing. Just remember that Lady Yu is an existence that surpasses the God Sovereign level, a true top powerhouse of our human race. That's all you need to know. Luo Feiyu nodded vigorously, remembering the Changjin Taoist's words. At this moment, Lin Moyu's gaze went past the Changjin Taoist, looking behind him. The Changjin Taoist also seemed to sense something. Mu Shang, carrying a fragrant breeze, flew over. She stopped 10 meters away from them and slowly bowed to the Changjin Taoist, disciple of the 3762nd generation of the Heavenly Sword Sect. Mu Shang greets Uncle Changjin. The Changjin Taoist was also from the Heavenly Sword Sect, a fellow disciple of Mu Shang but of an older generation. Mu Shang first saluted him, then saluted Lin Moyu and the others. The entire process was very proper, without a single flaw. The Changjin Taoist asked, "What is it?" Mu Shang seemed to know the Changjin Taoist's personality and didn't beat around the bush. "I want to follow Uncle Changjin and learn the way of the Changjin." Mu Shang stood straight, carrying a long sword on her back. Unlike other cultivators who usually put their swords away and only took them out when needed, Mu Shang always carried her sword on her back, without a scabbard. A sharp long sword continuously emitted a fierce sword aura. This is a true sword cultivator. Although they also mastered laws, they relied more on their own swordsmanship. They had a law that outsiders didn't understand, the sword heart law. Even in some special areas, without external power, true sword cultivators could still display astonishing combat power. The Changjin Taoist was such a person, and so was Mu Shang. The Changjin Taoist looked at Mu Shang. "You know I'm looking for a successor?" "Yes." "Do you know my requirements for a successor are very strict?" "I want to try." The Changjin Taoist looked Mu Shang up and down. Mu Shang was very beautiful, with a graceful figure, but her gentle face exuded the sharpness of a sword. The Changjin Taoist looked at her for a few seconds. "After the secret realm ends, come find me at the sect." "Yes, uncle." Mu Shang was overjoyed and bowed before leaving. Xiao Sheng curiously asked, "Brother Changjin, I see this girl is about to become a god sovereign. Why does she want to be your successor?" The Changjin Taoist shook his head. "Not my successor, but the successor of the Changjin way. It's a bit complicated, involving some matters within our sect. Let's not talk about it." The matter with Mu Shang was just a minor episode, and the group didn't pay much attention to it, continuing to drink and chat. Lin. The area where the secret realm was located gradually stabilized. The shattered space had long been repaired, and a point of light was born from it. The point of light gradually grew larger, forming an entrance to the secret realm. The entrance to the Maple Forest secret realm was several times larger than that of an ordinary secret realm, indicating its uniqueness. However, the entrance to the secret realm was not large to begin with, so even if it was several times larger, it was still too small. After all, there were nearly 10 million people here, and it would definitely become crowded. But there was no need to worry about this. The human race had already thought of a solution. Once the entrance to the secret realm was fully formed, the 1,000 warships moved into action again. They circled around the secret realm, forming a formation once more. This formation connected one end to the secret realm and the other to the outside world, creating a horn-shaped passage. Golden pathways formed within the passage, leading directly to the secret realm. Each warship served as an entrance to the horn-shaped passage, and anyone wanting to enter the secret realm could choose any one of them. In this way, the originally small entrance to the secret realm was forcibly expanded by thousands of times. Xiao Sheng sighed. "It's time to earn merit points again. Let's see if we can break the record this time and earn a lot of Divine City merit points." The Changjin Taoist also put away his wine gourd, his expression becoming a bit more serious. "Aren't you planning to try clearing the secret realm?" Xiao Sheng shook his head. "I know my own limits. I can try other secret realms, but special secret realms are out of the question. I have to be careful with my life." He looked at Lin Moyu. "Brother Lin, you need to be careful." He knew Lin Moyu wanted to clear the secret realm, and he naturally wouldn't stop him, but he could only remind Lin Moyu to be cautious. Lin Moyu smiled. "I also cherish my life." "Haha, that's good. After the secret realm ends, let's have a good drink." Xiao Sheng laughed heartily, and amidst his laughter, the Maple Forest secret realm officially opened. Countless streams of light rushed towards the Maple Forest secret realm at the first moment. The secret realm was only open for 30 days, so even those farming merit points had to make the most of every minute and second. Xiao Sheng waved his hand. "I'm off too. Merit points wait for no one." The Changjin Taoist chuckled. "Let's see who can farm more merit points. The loser buys the best wine." "No problem." The two of them rushed towards the secret realm amidst wild laughter. Lin Moyu looked at Luo Feiyu beside him. Brother Luo, shall we go too? Luo Feiyu nodded. Brother Lin, be careful. Lin Moyu smiled. You too, Brother Luo. With that, he turned into a stream of light and rushed towards the secret realm. His speed was astonishing, surpassing all the minor god sovereigns, only slightly slower than the god sovereigns. Streams of light rushed into the horn-shaped entrance of the secret realm, stepping onto the golden pathways and disappearing. Lin Moyu randomly chose an entrance. After all, the final destination was randomly matched, so it didn't matter which entrance he chose. Even if people entered through the same entrance at the same time, they wouldn't necessarily end up in the same part of the secret realm. The special secret realm was copied into countless real worlds, each capable of accommodating 100 people simultaneously. In Lin Moyu's view, the difference between ordinary secret realms and special secret realms was like the difference between single-player and multiplayer instances. Except for the inability to form teams, they were essentially the same. Stepping onto the golden pathway, his vision was enveloped in gold. His sight became blurry for a moment, and after 2 seconds, it cleared up again. A completely different atmosphere from the great world greeted him, and compared to ordinary secret realms, the aura of this secret realm was even stronger. The laws had changed, and it seemed to have its own independent laws. Just as I thought, the ancient talisman has evolved into an independent world. This world exists between reality and illusion. It can be treated as a real world or as an illusion. Because its essence still depends on the great world. Both independent and dependent, truly fascinating. Lin Moyu was in no hurry to act, he didn't need to farm merit points. He carefully sensed the aura of the secret realm, feeling the differences between the secret realm and the great world. Perhaps because it had been opened many times, the aura of the great world had already seeped into it. A large number of items belonging to the secret realm had been taken out, and those blood-red maple leaves contained fragments of the ancient talisman. Even though the first stage had not been fully cleared, through analysis, the power of the human emperor network could already penetrate it, and escape talismans could be used inside. This greatly increased the safety of cultivators in the secret realm. At least in the first stage, this was the case. However, according to various sources, the human emperor network had not fully penetrated this stage. In some special situations, escape talismans were ineffective. Every time the Maple Forest secret realm opened, people still died inside. Many people died while farming merit points. In this place, if you want to stay alive, you must not be greedy. After a moment, Lin Moyu began to survey this world. He was currently standing in the air, looking down at a vast grassland. In the distance, there were faintly visible mountains. The secret realm was vast, and with Lin Moyu's vision, he could see everything within 10,000 miles as if it were right in front of him. But when he looked into the distance, he could only vaguely see mountains. There were no maple forests in sight. Not very lucky. Lin Moyu smiled slightly. For those who needed to farm merit points, this starting point was terrible. Those farming merit points hoped to see a maple forest as soon as they entered, so they could find blood-red maple leaves. Even if they were less lucky, they could still find traces of the maple forest and locate it in a short time. But for him, there was only grassland below, and distant mountains with no sign of a maple forest. Just because there were mountains didn't mean there would be a maple forest. The maple forests in the secret realm were random, and no one knew where they would appear. It seems I'm not suited for farming merit points. Lin Moyu smiled, picked a direction at random, and flew off. The faintly visible mountains quickly became clear in his vision, growing larger and larger. The distance was farther than Lin Moyu had imagined. Even at his speed, it took him a full 10 seconds to cover 1.5 million kilometers. The mountain looked desolate, with piles of rocks and nothing else. Well, not exactly nothing. Lin Moyu saw a person. A cultivator, one of the 100 in the same secret realm as him. Meng Li, a 7th-stage god king, not considered strong among all the cultivators. Meng Li was lying on a large rock, unconscious. He held an escape talisman in his hand but had lost consciousness before he could use it. Is he poisoned? Lin Moyu landed beside him and found that Meng Li was not poisoned. But he was indeed unconscious, no doubt about that. His life force is weakening. Lin Moyu clearly felt that Meng Li's aura was rapidly weakening, his life force draining away. He wasn't poisoned, but his life force was continuously draining, which was very strange. Lin Moyu flicked his finger, and a white light, the power of life from the undying law, fell on Meng Li. It had no effect. His life force continued to drain at a constant rate. Lin Moyu recalled his previous speculation and split a trace of his soul consciousness, directly entering Meng Li's soul world. There was no resistance. Lin Moyu easily entered Meng Li's soul world. He was truly unconscious, with even his soul world unguarded, completely open. It was Lin Moyu's first time entering someone else's soul world, and he was a bit curious. This world is so desolate. Compared to his own, Meng Li's soul world was too desolate. There were only 3 stellar spells and several planetary spells. In Lin Moyu's eyes, such a soul world was no different from garbage. Then he saw Meng Li's soul, also lying on the ground. Meng Li's soul was shrouded in a thin layer of black mist. It was this black mist that caused Meng Li to fall unconscious. The black mist contained some rule power. Lin Moyu understood the essence of the black mist with just a glance. The black mist was not a poison mist but rather something that would make the soul fall asleep and believe it was poisoned. When the soul thinks it is poisoned and that its life is continuously draining away, this illusion becomes a reality. The rule power within the black mist was very thin and weak, but it was still rule power. For cultivators, those with higher cultivation could hold on longer, while those with insufficient cultivation would succumb within seconds. Because the rule power of the black mist was very weak, it would be erased by the power of the greater world as soon as one left the Maple Forest secret realm. Its essence was the same as that of the Black Rain secret realm. The Maple Forest secret realm made you believe you were poisoned, while the Black Rain secret realm guided people into an illusion, causing them to sink into it voluntarily. One was active, the other passive. Neither could be said to be stronger or weaker, they had different uses. Comparatively, the illusion of the Black Rain secret realm was more concealed and lasted longer. Once the essence was understood, the solution was simple. There was no need for anything else, just a stimulus to Meng Li's soul to wake him up would suffice. The rule power in the black mist was minimal and easily interrupted. Lin Moyu exited Meng Li's soul world and lightly tapped his finger. Stellar level spell, Soul Curse. Lin Moyu did not use the fusion spell Time Curse, only the Soul Curse, and he controlled his power. He wanted to stimulate Meng Li's soul, not kill him. If he used too much force, Meng Li might die. A red light flashed, and the curse power reached the soul. Meng Li screamed and jumped up suddenly. He clutched his head in pain. The pain at the soul level was not something an ordinary person could endure. Amidst his screams, Meng Li saw Lin Moyu and shouted angrily, "What are you doing?" Lin Moyu ignored him. "You are poisoned. Use the escape talisman to leave." Meng Li was stunned, only then remembering that he was indeed poisoned and had just been unconscious. For a moment, a drowsy feeling came over him, and he felt he was about to relapse. At this moment, he realized that Lin Moyu had saved him. "Thank you." Meng Li did not hesitate and immediately activated the escape talisman, leaving the secret realm. If he had been 2 seconds later, he would have fallen unconscious again. Lin Moyu had only stimulated his soul to wake him up but had not dispelled the black mist. There were many ways to save someone, and naturally, the simplest method was chosen. After Meng Li left, Lin Moyu looked towards the forest. There were signs of rolling in the forest, and a stone seemed to have been broken. From the break in the stone, Lin Moyu analyzed Meng Li's previous situation. Meng Li had flown in from afar, flying urgently, and then fell from mid-air, breaking the stone and falling unconscious. The poison that affected Meng Li naturally came from the poisonous creatures in the secret realm. But most of the poisonous creatures in the secret realm appeared in the maple forest. From this, it could be deduced that Meng Li must have fallen into the maple forest as soon as he entered the secret realm. Then, before he could react, he was attacked by the poisonous creatures in the maple forest and chased. If he hadn't encountered Lin Moyu, Meng Li would have died inside. This was the basic situation. Otherwise, the speed of his injury would have been too fast. At the same time, Lin Moyu had already analyzed Meng Li's flight trajectory. Following Meng Li's flight path, he would surely find the maple forest. Lin Muyu's speed was much faster than Meng Li's. In just 2 seconds, a maple forest appeared in his sight. The maple forest was quite large, with over 1,000 maple trees. The maple trees were much taller than ordinary maple trees. The most ordinary maple trees were over 50 meters tall, and the slightly taller ones were nearly 100 meters. If placed on an ordinary planet, they would definitely be towering trees. The tall maple trees had huge leaves. Each maple leaf had a diameter of over half a meter. The maple trees were lush and verdant, swaying as if there was wind, even though there was none. From time to time, maple leaves would fall, accumulating a thick layer on the ground. However, most of these maple leaves were green, with few red ones. Even if there were a few red maple leaves, they were useless. The task required blood-red maple leaves, as red as fresh blood. Blood-red maple leaves could grow on the trees or be found on the ground. According to statistics, the ratio of leaves on the trees to those on the ground was about 3 to 7. Lin Muyu stood in midair, scanning the maple forest. He quickly found a few blood-red maple leaves, 2 on the trees and 4 on the ground. The probability of blood-red maple leaves appearing had also been statistically analyzed. On average, 1 blood-red maple leaf appeared for every 100 maple trees. This meant that in this forest of over 1,000 maple trees, there was a high probability of completing the task. Lin Muyu did not care much about the task, but it wouldn't hurt to do it while he was at it. He was about to take the maple leaves when a flash of lightning approached rapidly. The newcomer was very fast, arriving in an instant with fire and lightning. The newcomer's name was Lei Wenbin, from the intermediate area, a minor god who had comprehended the law of thunder. The law of thunder was a type of lightning law, but more powerful, ranking among the top of the second-tier laws. With his minor god cultivation, his combat power was extraordinary, stronger than the likes of Dongfang Zi. Although the secret realm was large, with over 100 cultivators above the 5th rank of the God King, it would seem small at their speed, and it was normal to occasionally encounter others. "It's you," Lei Wenbin naturally recognized Lin Muyu. Lin Muyu had made such a big splash earlier that it was impossible not to know him. Lei Wenbin said nothing, his gaze shifting between Lin Muyu and the maple forest. He quickly found the blood-red maple leaves, his eyes lighting up. According to unwritten rules, this maple forest was found by Lin Muyu first, so the priority belonged to him. But rules were just rules, and they were unwritten. Every year, there were people who did not follow them. Although they wouldn't directly fight, it was normal to snatch some blood-red maple leaves together. As long as they didn't directly attack people, there was no place to argue. In the end, it depended on who had the bigger fist. Lin Muyu's fist was not small, but how big it was, Lei Wenbin didn't know. He was now very conflicted about whether to snatch or not. Lin Muyu smiled. "I came first." Lei Wenbin said, "I know." Lin Muyu looked at him. "Are you planning to snatch?" Lei Wenbin did not speak, still conflicted about whether to act. If it were another 6th-rank God King, he would definitely snatch. But Lin Muyu was different. No one knew how strong Lin Muyu really was. Some said Lin Muyu was very strong, comparable to a god. Others said Lin Muyu was just good at clearing secret realms, and his combat power might not be that great. But Xiao Sheng and Cheng Jian, 2 genius gods, were his brothers. Lady Yu even called Lin Muyu a friend. If he offended these people for a few maple leaves, it wasn't worth it. Lei Wenbin finally decided not to snatch. He said to Lin Muyu, "Junior brother Lin, go ahead, I won't snatch." Lin Muyu roughly understood Lei Wenbin's thoughts. He had too many concerns and didn't dare to snatch even if he wanted to. At the same time, he also wanted to see Lin Muyu's strength. "In that case, I won't be polite." Lin Muyu transformed into a stream of light and rushed into the maple forest. Lei Wenbin's pupils contracted, so fast. Mastering the law of thunder, he had always prided himself on his speed. He could transform into thunder, moving at an astonishing speed, almost unrivaled in the minor god realm. Even some cultivators who mastered speed-related laws were only slightly faster than him. However, their attack power was far inferior to his. Whether in speed or attack, the law of thunder ranked among the top. In battle, it allowed for both offense and retreat, making it very formidable. Lei Wenbin believed that only the minor gods of the Golden Eagle clan could surpass him in speed. But now, Lin Muyu's speed had far exceeded his expectations. While Lei Wenbin was shocked by Lin Muyu's speed, he also chuckled. Rushing in like that will attract attacks. Lin Muyu was evidently entering the maple forest for the first time and was unaware of some of its rules. The best way to enter the maple forest was quietly, so as not to alarm the poisonous creatures inside. Even if a few were disturbed, they might still be manageable. However, if the disturbance was too great, it would provoke a group attack, which would be dangerous. Lin Muyu made a common mistake by rushing in so blatantly. Before he could get the blood-red maple leaves, the poisonous creatures in the forest had already started to act. As Lin Muyu approached the forest, it seemed to come alive. Terrifying auras awakened, and colorful poisonous insects began to stir among the dense leaves. On the branches, flat-headed venomous snakes raised their heads, looking at Lin Muyu. These poisonous insects and snakes were hard to detect before they attacked. Cultivators often fell victim to their ambushes, realizing the danger only when the attack was imminent. However, for Lin Muyu, no matter how well they hid, they couldn't escape his undead vision. The rune beasts were evolved from ancient runes, incredibly realistic, seeming both real and illusory. All rune beasts had souls, and whether these souls were real or not didn't matter to Lin Moyu. What mattered was that they existed and could be seen by his undead vision. While searching for the blood-red maple leaves, Lin Moyu had already scanned the area with his undead vision. He knew exactly where the hidden rune beasts were. How could he not know the rules of the maple forest? He had studied so much information, not in vain. His understanding of the maple forest secret realm far exceeded those who had entered it multiple times just to earn merit points. The space around him fluctuated, and 5 skeletal god generals appeared beside him. The aura of a god surged into the sky. After Lin Moyu reached the 6th rank of the God King, the skeletal god generals had crossed the threshold of minor gods and entered the god realm. Before the rune beasts could attack, the skeletal god generals had already made their move. Sword energy flew through the forest, instantly killing a large number of poisonous insects. Maple trees exploded under the sword energy, sending countless leaves flying into the sky. Hidden among the leaves were many rune beasts, which the skeletal god generals quickly killed with their sharp bone swords. With the undead vision, these rune beasts had nowhere to hide. They were all killed before they could attack. Lin Moyu moved through the forest as if it were uninhabited, easily picking up a blood-red maple leaf. Lei Wenbin was stunned. The expected scene of Lin Moyu being besieged did not occur. His mouth twitched, and his whole body trembled. What are these things? Puppets? And god-level puppets at that. A god king with 5 god-level skeletons, this is completely unreasonable. The cultivators of the Xuanwu star domain are skilled in controlling puppets, but there are limits to their levels. How can a god king control god-level puppets? And these puppets are so strong, they seem to be able to see the poisonous insects. With such powerful puppets, ordinary secret realms are no challenge for him. Lei Wenbin felt a surge of uncontrollable envy and a bit of jealousy. He felt he had discovered Lin Moyu's secret to clearing secret realms. What top genius, it's all about the puppets. Without the puppets, he's nothing. Those people are blind to think so highly of Lin Moyu. His perspective changed, mixing envy and jealousy with a hint of disdain. In his view, Lin Moyu himself was not impressive and did not deserve the title of top genius. After entering the maple forest, Lin Moyu no longer paid attention to Lei Wenbin. He had already obtained the 2nd blood-red maple leaf. The skeletal god generals were sweeping through the forest, killing all the hidden rune beasts. There were no fierce beasts in this forest, only small poisonous insects and snakes. Most were hidden behind leaves, on branches, or underground. The underground rune beasts were covered by layers of leaves, usually invisible until they attacked passing cultivators. But now, they were all found and killed. In terms of pure combat power, these small rune beasts were not strong. Their danger lay in their concealment and the power of their rules. Against the god-level skeletal generals, they had no resistance. Lin Moyu walked through the forest as if it were his backyard, finding 3 more blood-red maple leaves. One was in a pile of fallen leaves, and the other 2 were on the trees. The trees were cut down by the skeletal generals, killing the rune beasts inside. Lin Moyu looked at the 5 blood-red maple leaves in his hand. Each leaf was as red as blood, seemingly exuding a faint bloody smell. Blood-red maple leaves differed from ordinary ones, with blood-red veins that looked like human blood vessels. The leaves varied in size, with the largest over half a meter in diameter and the smallest only 30 centimeters. But for the human emperor network, they were all treated equally. Lin Moyu opened his soul eye, seeing the essence through the phenomenon, and clearly saw the ancient rune fragments within the blood-red maple leaves. Each leaf contained 0.6 ancient rune fragments, each slightly different. This was what the human emperor network needed, as the fragments provided information related to ancient runes. Though the information was minimal, it accumulated over time. Of course, if someone cleared the secret realm and obtained the final ancient rune piece, that would be ideal. The battle in the maple forest lasted for over 10 minutes, ending with all the rune beasts killed. Lin Moyu obtained 12 blood-red maple leaves, completing his task and earning 2 extra merit points. Lin Moyu glanced at Lei Wenbin, still in the air. I'm leaving, see you around. With that, he chose a direction and left. This maple forest was too small, with no fierce beasts. Lin Moyu needed to find a larger maple forest and try to unlock the conditions for entering the 2nd stage. Lei Wenbin watched Lin Moyu's departing figure, his eyes filled with even more envy. Until Lin Moyu disappeared from sight, he looked down at the now devastated maple forest, remaining silent. The maple forest was mostly destroyed, with giant maple trees lying horizontally in disarray. Large swaths of maple leaves were still fluttering in the air, and the forest was eerily silent, with all the rune beasts killed. Lei Wenbin had entered the maple forest secret realm several times, but this was the first time he had encountered such a scene. 5 god-level puppets are enough to ensure he can earn enough merit points in the secret realm. And he can earn them very safely. Where did this kid get those puppets? He's really lucky. After pondering for a long time, Lei Wenbin sighed and flew off in another direction. Envy was envy, and jealousy was jealousy, but he couldn't possibly try to steal the puppets. First of all, he couldn't win. Lin Moyu might only be a god king, but the puppets were genuine god-level beings. If Lei Wenbin dared to make a move, he would face an extremely fierce counterattack. Not to mention facing 5 god-level puppets, even one would be impossible to handle. Although Lei Wenbin was confident, he had a clear understanding of his own limits. Although I wasted some time, I also got a clear view of Lin Moyu's true strength. So-called genius, he's just an ordinary person relying on puppets. God-level puppets, once I reach God level, I can surpass you. A desire to surpass Lin Moyu surged in Lei Wenbin's heart. He believed he had seen through Lin Moyu's strength and that as long as he reached God level, he could completely surpass Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu had no idea what Lei Wenbin was thinking. To him, Lei Wenbin was just an insignificant passerby. While searching the maple forest, he was also deducing various possibilities. According to the data, the biggest possibility to trigger the second stage is for the sky to turn blood red. But the sky turning blood red is too random. It's entirely possible not to encounter it. Based on the evolution of runes, even rules have patterns to follow. There should be some trigger that can make the sky turn blood red. Lin Moyu continuously integrated the data in his mind, looking for the possibility of making the sky turn blood red. Based on his previous experiences in clearing secret realms and his own research on ancient runes, Lin Moyu was more than 90% sure that the sky turning blood red was not entirely random. There must be some trigger condition, and once that condition was met, the change would occur. What he needed to do was find the corresponding trigger condition. If he couldn't find it, he would have to try another method and rely on luck. Kill more rune beasts and explore more areas. With his thoughts clear, Lin Moyu knew what he needed to do next. With a thought, a large number of skeletal god generals appeared around him. However, this time, the skeletal god generals did not reveal their powerful aura. They retracted their god-level aura and then flew to extremely high altitudes, spreading out in all directions. As in previous secret realms, the skeletal god generals would complete the map for Lin Moyu. Moreover, now that the skeletal god generals had reached god level, their speed had surpassed that of Lin Moyu, their master. The light speed law of the Lish's light transformation was no longer effective on the god-level skeletal god generals. The skeletal god general's own speed had reached 200,000 kilometers per second. This made exploration much faster. No matter how large the secret realm was, Lin Moyu could get a complete map in a relatively short time. Outside the Maple Forest secret realm, about 10 light-years away in the uninhabited starry sky. In the originally dark and silent starry sky, a magnificent palace appeared. The palace, belonging to the Beyond Realm, floated quietly, with a special tea fragrance spreading in the starry sky. The floral fragrance turned into clouds of mist, drifting far and wide. At a small tea table in front of the palace, a teapot with a spirit automatically flew up and poured tea for people. The Holy Venerable sat at the head, with Elder Lin and Lady Yu below him. The opening of the Maple Forest secret realm had attracted not only Lady Yu but also the Holy Venerable Wu. Lady Yu said softly, "Lin Xiaoyu has gone in. I wonder if he can clear the secret realm this time." Elder Lin shook his head. The difficulty of the special secret realm is too high. The hope is not very great. Lady Yu gently shook her head. That's not necessarily true. Lin Xiaoyu cannot be judged by common sense. His performance against the yellow sand giant beast was truly amazing. Elder Lin agreed with Lady Yu. Indeed, it was amazing. I didn't expect him to be able to wield the soul shooting bow to that extent. But it's strange, where did he get so much power of belief? Everything Lin Moyu did at that time was recorded by the Human Emperor Network and seen by all the Beyond Realm experts. Everything else was understandable, but no one could figure out where Lin Moyu got so much power of belief. The power of belief needed to be accumulated, and no matter how famous Lin Moyu was, it was impossible to accumulate so much power of belief. The Holy Venerable put down his teacup and said softly, "Don't forget, Lin Moyu has many summoned creatures. If these summoned creatures can provide him with the power of belief, it's not impossible." Using summoned creatures to provide the power of belief? Elder Lin repeated the Holy Venerable's words, somewhat puzzled. Is that possible? The Holy Venerable showed a meaningful expression. For others, it might be impossible, but for Lin Moyu, it's not necessarily so. If it weren't for the power of belief, why would he set up a belief array? Elder Lin was still puzzled, but he has no place to set it up. Where did this kid set up the belief array? Lady Yu's eyes lit up. Holy Venerable, Are you saying that Lin Xiaoyu set up the belief array in the soul world? The Holy Venerable smiled and nodded. If I'm not mistaken, it should be so. His summoned creatures should also be in the soul world. As long as he sets up enough belief arrays in the soul world, he can continuously obtain the power of belief from the summoned creatures. Elder Lin praised, this kid's talent in runes is truly extraordinary. The Holy Venerable continued, and don't forget what he did some time ago. The rune array he set up was eventually taken into the soul world by him. Elder Lin was taken aback. I remember that at that time, the rune Holy Venerable saw Lin Moyu's array and suddenly had an epiphany, then went into seclusion. What is the purpose of that array? Is it really that powerful? The rune Holy Venerable was the foremost expert in ancient rune research among the human race. If even he could be inspired by the array, it must be extraordinary. No one knew how Lin Moyu came up with such an array. It couldn't simply be described as genius. The Holy Venerable chuckled, the level of that array is not high, but its concept is very advanced. Lin Xiaoyu used the array to draw runes and then fused the runes to create stronger runes. In theory, it could even be used to directly create ancient runes. Gasp. Elder Lin gasped, and Lady Yu's face showed astonishment. Such an array, although not high level, had an extremely advanced concept. Lady Yu sighed softly, I really don't know how Lin Xiaoyu came up with such a method. It's incredibly creative. The Holy Venerable smiled, that's why I said, let him grow freely. Don't constrain him or influence him with our own thoughts. I believe he will bring us more surprises in the future.